Good afternoon. Here we are, Wednesday. Let's see, what's that? Today's Wednesday, if I remember correctly.
It's every
Weeks,
Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday.
weeks have been going by a little fast here for us lately. We've been doing a lot of stuff here with the website and pictures and videos and all this other kinds of stuff going on that we have for you guys. And so I'm kind of losing track myself as far as what day I'm on. But anyways, that's besides the point, because here we are today for you to show you what we got going on today. So today, what do I have for you guys today? Well, today we've been getting a lot of questions here lately about caliper covers. As far as how they install, what they look like, how they're going to look, how they fit, all these different kind of questions. What different color options are available? What different styles as far as text is available? So we've been getting all those questions, and we thought, why not go ahead and answer you guys live, so that way you guys know exactly what's going on and what you can get to kind of dress up your calipers, because let's kind of be honest here a little bit. The calipers on these Camaros, the paint kind of starts to fade after some time. So why not cover it up with a nice cost-effective way of simply putting on a cover? So we'll kind of go into a little bit of detail as far as everything that's going on. But right now what I want to show you, the different styles, a couple of different styles, and a couple of different color options that are available. Now these are the MGP Caliper Covers, and they come with the brackets and everything you need to have a nice, easy install. And these are the covers we're going to be putting on our shop car. We have our 2016, as some of you guys might know, our 2016 Camaro. So we're going to go ahead and put these on that car. I already have one side done for you guys. So as you guys can see, I already have one side done. I'll go ahead and kind of walk you through what we're going to do, how to get these brackets on and everything in place. And then we'll go ahead and show you on the other side exactly how it's all done. But right now, what I got for you is the color options and different textiles and different kind of logos that MGP is able to do for these covers. So as you guys can see here, we have the standard red, which a lot of the red's very popular because it really kind of pops off the back of those wheels. Some of you guys that have the black wheels, you want something to really kind of stand out, or you want something to kind of color match the stripes. I've seen some red Camaros with some black Camaros or dark colored Camaros with some red stripes, and they get the caliper covers to really kind of pop off the wheels. Or even if you just want something to just stand out from your factory wheel, you're still able to do that. So like I said, there's the red option. You want something that's going to blend in a little bit more, you're going to go with the black option. And these are the gloss black option. You guys can kind of see that shine there. Nice gloss black option. And then you have the matte black option. So some of you guys that want kind of that stealth look, but you still want to cover maybe the caliper itself is faded already, but you still want that kind of stealth look. There you go. So the matte black is also an option. Now there are different sizes and everything between the V6 and V8 kits, and so you kind of want to pay attention and make sure that you get the right kit for your car. If you have the Brembo calipers, you don't have the Brembo calipers, so there's different kits that kind of go into all that. So something to kind of keep in mind when you're ordering or looking at these, that all this stuff is available. It's got the classic Camaro text on it. You got the new Camaro text on it. So it's really something to the options are really kind of endless. And also for you guys, and we've gotten the question too, for you guys that want like a custom color. So you have a Hugger orange, or I'm sorry, not a Hugger, Inferno orange. Sorry, I'm kicking back to 2002.
You're way out there, aren't you?
Way out there, sorry. Inferno orange. For you guys that have the Inferno orange Camaro, you guys also have the option to color match. It takes a little bit longer and it costs a little bit more, but it is possible. So something to also keep in mind if you guys want or are looking at these covers, you want something to match your theme that you have going on. Obviously, it is something that's available. You can give us a call. We'll go ahead and line you guys up with anything. Shoot us a message, shoot us an email. We'll take care of it and go from there.
Todd wants to know about yellow. So let's talk about yellow.
Let's go talk about yellow. Yellow is available. We currently don't have any in stock, but they are shipping from MGP. They are available. I want to say they're the same price. They're $179, I believe. They're the standard colors. It's the standard color that MGP added. So it's a standard color along with the red, the gloss black, and the matte black.
Todd, real quick, on the yellow, okay, so, obviously the Camaro has a rally yellow.
Yes.
The yellow that they're offering on the shelf, basically shelf piece would be like one of these right here.
It's a standard yellow.
It's a standard yellow, and what that means, it's more of like a lighter canary style yellow.
Yeah.
Where if you want to get something that's going to match the rally yellow, then that's going to be a custom yellow. Color. And that's basically, it's an additional $100 for the for colors. Now at the same time though, if you look at these here, you'll see that the Camaro is in silver.
Mm-hmm.
On the yellow, you can get that in silver on the lettering, or you can get it in black.
Yeah.
So it's completely up to you on that order.
That's one thing when you do these custom colors or custom options on these, you are going to pay a little bit more, but they give you virtually any little option that you want. You want, instead of silver, and like the standards are, instead of silver, you can go with black, and then obviously the custom color, and definitely go from there. So it's something to keep in mind.
The other thing too, guys, is what we show you here are just some of the stuff that some of the designs that we have. Now on the website, you'll see that we have, like, you can get SS on the front or rear. You can get the RS, so you definitely have a lot of different options as far as text and fonts go on these these covers.
It's really one of those. If some of you guys have looked into MGP, they really kind of do also a lot of custom designs for like one-off builds for like SEMA cars or you know, cars that go to these different auto shows and stuff like that. They'll put like manufacturer logos or like different. I've seen them do like different. Well, I'm trying.
West Coast is the perfect one.
Yeah, West Coast Customs. They kind of do their logo. You know, maybe we'll get a Phastek Performance logo.
I was just thinking about that.
You know, that might be a good idea.
That would be a great idea.
Anyways, but you know, something like that. You know, that they can do. So if, I've seen them do like a Stormtrooper. You know, on there. You know, so something to keep in mind. So
yeah,
it's really kind of cool. Really kind of endless. As long as I think as long as they can get the graphic done, you know, they don't have a problem putting it on the cover, which is pretty cool. So. Anyways, we're kind of go ahead and kick off the installation. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys what I did for these covers, and then I'll go ahead and show you on the other side exactly how to do it and what we need to do. So we have these covers here, and this is obviously going to be the front, and this is on the 6th gen Camaro. The 5th gen Camaros, they mount very similar. I want to say the brackets might be a little different, but mounting wise on the caliper side is going to be about the same. So what you want to kind of do is all we're going to do is these brackets, they slide into the caliper location. So they slide up in there, and as you can, I don't know how hard you can or how easy it might be to see it in there, but that's actually very clear from the rotor not touching. It's got a good amount of space in between it and everything. So, and then all you do, you're going to put the cover up there first on these. You're going to put the cover up there first, and you can slide the brackets in place, and then you're going to tighten down the nut that's here on the top side. Simple 3/8 nut. Tighten it down, get it nice and tight. We have the wheel rings on the car, so that's where this is kind of coming in. But we'll go ahead and I want to push this back a little bit so that way you guys can see the entire bracket. So that's where essentially the clips are going to sit. This is the front, and you guys can see it's in there pretty good. I'm trying to move it around. Obviously, the more I kind of tug and pull at it, it's going to move around. But
you're not going to be doing that though.
For everyday use, nothing's going to happen. And we've also had some people kind of say, well, it's kind of scraping my rotor. Let's go and turn the rotor here. Just sounds like a brake pad to me. I'm fully clear, fully everything. Not going to have any problems going down the road. We've had how many covers did we ship out of here?
Man, we sold thousands of these covers.
So we've really had virtually no problems out of them. The phone calls we do have where some people have it's kind of scraping a little bit. Go back, readjust these clips a little bit. You're not going to have a problem. So something to always check. Every time I put them on, I always take the rotor, spin it, give it a couple spins, move it around a little bit if I can, and make sure that it's going to clear. If I need to make an adjustment, simple, easy, make an adjustment, and go from there.
So let's talk about why somebody would want these caliper covers basically from the Camaro.
Okay, why would we want some of these caliper covers? Well, let's go ahead and show you on the other side.
Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and show you on this side and show you guys why you would want something. So our car has very little miles on it. I think I saw it earlier today, about 6,800 miles on it. So our calipers are not, I guess, faded in.
They're not tarnished.
They're not tarnished or anything. What happens when you guys wash these cars and kind of maintain, you want to look nice. Obviously, going down the road, you want your car to look nice. I do. So you got these. What happens with all the chemicals and everything that these car wash companies use tend to kind of diminish the finish on these calipers. So what's going to happen over time with a lot of the heat and a lot of the washing and all that stuff, these kind of tend to fade away. So I've seen 2010s, 2012s, 2015s with these Camaro letters virtually gone, the Brembo's virtually gone, and the caliper itself is a completely different color. So you can imagine this color just completely faded with almost a white pale look to it.
Basically, what it's going to do, guys, it's going to get crusty over time.
Yeah.
Is what's going to happen. It's going to tarnish. It's going to turn white. It's going to look bad, and there's nothing you can really do to get it to work.
The only, I guess we were talking about this earlier. The only alternative to kind of refreshing that color is getting the calipers painted or powder coated.
Yeah.
But the thing about doing that is that, let's say you want to go get the calipers powder coated, you're gonna have to take the caliper apart. So in other words, you're gonna have to put the car on jack stands, let it sit in there while you take the entire thing apart. Brake line's got to come loose, so you're gonna need new fluid. You're gonna need pull the brakes, pull everything apart, new seals for the calipers, new fittings. The brake pads, you're gonna have to kind of clean them off a little bit, make sure you don't get them mistaken. And then after you do all that, you got to send it to the powder coater and have them do it. So they're gonna take a couple of days to do their work and get their finished. So, and then they're gonna end up charging you for everything. So realistically, you're gonna be about $900 to $1,000 by the time it's all said and done, when you could have gotten a $179 cover and installed it yourself in your garage. And I'm going to show you how.
And the other thing too, guys, is if you have a V6, obviously the caliper looks nothing like this here, okay? Or the four-cylinder turbo.
Right.
The caliper cover allows it to give more of a muscle car look to it. So that's one of the good things about the cover.
Exactly. So it's something to think about, and when you're going through these different options and how do I get a better look out of that caliper, that simple cover is really kind of virtually pretty easy.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're going to basically kind of show you how to install the caliper cover.
Yeah, so
Kevin has them on his 16 gray SS. Gets a lot of compliments. Only problem he has, he said, when he hits a bump in the road, he'll notice that it sounds like it starts hitting the rotor. Yeah, so he never had a problem on his 2012 SS, but there's less clearance on the 16. And there is a little bit less clearance.
I will say that there is a little less clearance on the 16, just because GM, when they made this caliper, they made it very large. Even for a 4-piston, it's still very large housing as compared to like a 5th-gen housing. So some of you guys that might know the difference is it's really probably about a 1/4 inch on each side larger, and that's for the 4-piston. That's not for the 6-piston. 6-piston is obviously going to go a little bit higher on both top and bottom. But anyways, we'll go ahead.
And that's the other thing too, guys. Obviously, we mainly sell these in sets, but we've had people get the upgraded Brembo brakes on the front of these Camaros, and their back caliper doesn't match, so what they'll do is they'll get caliper covers to the rear. Yeah,
so like if you guys, some of you guys that have the upgraded 6-piston brakes, which are awesome, don't get me wrong, they look great, but they only replace the front. So you get new rotors, new pad, new calipers and everything, but the rear is still going to look like this one back here. It's still going to look like this, So although you got the 6-piston done up front, your rear is still going to look the same. Cheap, easy alternative is, virtually get a cover, and then at least they look the same. Driving down the road, they'll at least look the same. They might not perform the same, but they're going to look the same. So you don't have a red caliper sitting up front and a gray caliper sitting out back. Just my personal preference.
Yep.
But anyway, so we'll get started, and all I'm going to do is I got the clips here. And the clips are marked right and left. As you guys can see, I got at the end of that one, we got an R. They mean the right side of the car. So something to keep in mind, every time you hear manufacturers talk about right or left, you always want to imagine yourself in the car, and it's to my right, this is to my left. So essentially, passenger, right, driver, left. So keep that in mind. So all I will do, I'm going to go ahead and set the caliper cover up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm kind of get it where I want it to sit, right about there. And then I've got my clips here, and as you guys can see, I have the wheel ring. We have the wheel rings on our car, so there's a little bit of adjustment we're going to have to make for those wheel rings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the clip and I'll line it up right here. So all I'm going to do, push that down in place, get as far down as I can, get that one there, and then I'll go ahead and get the bottom version. I'll get that one put on. And like I said, we got the wheel ring, so we'll have to move that a little bit. All we're going to do, get it up as far as we can. We want to make sure we clear everything. We'll go ahead and tighten down these nuts a little bit, just so it kind of holds the calipers while we're checking the fitment. And we got that one there. Checking the spacing, making sure I'm clear of the rotor. And then what I do before I tighten anything down I always take the rotor, give it a nice spin. Obviously, you're going to hear, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you're going to hear the brake pad rubbing on the rotor. So that a little bit of noise is going to be normal. It's when you hear the high-pitched kind of squealing noise that you can tell it's kind of hitting the cover itself, or the bracket, I'm sorry. The bracket itself. So, a couple good spins there. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and tighten it down. Take our wrench here. And you don't want to tighten it down extremely tight. At least not until you get both of them. You want to kind of tighten them down evenly, I guess. There. You guys can see it does move when you're tightening them down, so that's why you want to double check, triple check before you go ahead and put that wheel back on. So that way you're not going to have any problems. There we are, tightened it down. Spin my rotor one more time. Make sure I'm not getting any squealing noise. No squealing noise. And that's the front. That's the front. You guys can tell. It's on there pretty good. Normal driving, not going to have any problems out of it. All my calipers are clear. Everything's done. So then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and, you want to see what it looks like with the wheel back on? Let's go ahead and, let me go get the wheel real quick. Tires. Anyways.
Come on, man, lift it.
There we go. I don't know about you guys. I need to get back to the gym. We've got our MRR wheels, and these are the brush finish. We get a lot of questions like, God, I got to see those brushed. That's what they look like. So, got our Gorilla lugs. Put those on. And I'm just going to put 3 of them on since we're not driving the car or anything right now. We're going to put a couple of them on so you guys can just see exactly what it looks like. So kind of stand back. That's really what it looks like. You're driving down the road. That is going to clear everything. That's one thing you also want to pay attention to, is that these calipers were designed for like a factory wheel. You know, obviously we have the MRRs on ours, so we're going to clear a lot. But some of you guys that have like I've had some guys with like Ford Line or Savini or HRE kind of go for these caliper covers too, or even different sets of wheels. I mean, it just depends on the wheel. You want to check the offset and make sure those caliper covers are going to clear that wheel before you go ahead and finalize the install and get it going down the road.
So let's talk about, so what we recommend doing is if you have a wheel that you're not sure that's going to fit, you'll pretty much be able to look at the wheel and look at the depth between your wheel and your caliper and be able to say, hey, I don't know if it's iffy. So if it is iffy and you do order a set, what you're going to want to do is you probably want to use some like blue masking tape or something. Tape off the caliper cover and then put the wheel on, because you don't want to scratch them up.
The last thing you want to do is really scratch these up. Just because it kind of makes a little bit of a challenge when it comes to getting everything put together.
Yeah, you don't want to scratch them up. So that's, if you're iffy about it, put them on.
Yeah, that's the last.
Be careful putting the wheel on, and then that's something we definitely recommend. It's what we've seen and what we dealt with when we're working with custom wheels.
Yeah, exactly. So we got that front done. We'll go ahead and get the rear on, and we'll go ahead and, like I said, we'll go ahead and do a quick run through of everything and how we need to do it, and essentially that will be it.
Knock it out. So now we're going to move through. So basically, we put that one on. This one's already on. But some of the things I'll point out to you, it might be a little dark there, but you'll see the gap, like right here. These are made from aluminum. Exactly what it's going to look like once it's on. You can see it has plenty of air gap there. So if you're concerned about heat, this could be one of those things where you really don't have to really be concerned about heat. For the simple thing is there's plenty of air gap there, guys. So we've had that question before.
That question's come up because a lot of guys, think that you put these covers on and it's going to contain a lot of heat. Well, here's the thing about these calipers is that they're made out of,
aluminum.
They're a billet aluminum, and they're fairly thick. So something obviously a little bit thicker is going to contain more heat. These are actually very thin. Very thin. As you guys can see, they are very thin. So they're not going to really contain the heat. So a lot of guys are worried, well, it's going to contain more heat. It's not going to dissipate the heat as much. Well, not really, because of how thin they are, and they're made out of aluminum. So it's not like you're going to be containing a lot of heat, any more heat than the factory caliper is going to contain. You know, so something to think about. You know, when you hear someone talk about something like that. You know, it's really not that big a difference.
Okay, guys, I want to point out one other thing. Let me see this caliper cover real quick. Yeah. So on the back side of this caliper cover, if you think that you received the wrong one, the part number is stamped on the back of each one. So basically, this is a 14241 R. That basically represents the fact that that is for an SS Camaro. That's the part number, beginning part number for an SS Camaro, 1617.
Yeah, same thing goes for the front. They also have that part number stamped on the back. So if there's an issue, I think I have the wrong cover, give us a call, shoot us an email, shoot us a message. This is the part number I have, and we can get it looked at and go from there. So something to think about if you guys are doing these installs yourself. You're at it's a Saturday night or Sunday morning. You're doing this install. We might not be here, but shoot us a picture or a message or something with that number, and we can be happy to look into it for you.
Yeah, Tony. Thanks, Tony. Hey, Anthony. Thanks, buddy. It does look clean.
Yeah.
Ryan, I have the Brembo 6 piston on the front of my 2.0. Wish they made something for the stock rear silver GM calipers.
Well, that's what
we kind of mentioned a while ago.
A little while ago. I don't know if you were tuned in, but you can go back and watch it. But where we kind of jumped in was we mentioned that if you guys have, like yourself, you have that 6 piston up front, you can order the kit and put the rear on, because the rear are going to be the same. Unfortunately, since the 6 pistons only replace the front, the rear stays factory. So something to think about. Unless there's like an upgraded set that comes out later. I didn't want to say Brembo has their upgrade kit, obviously, for the Camaro that they're releasing. So it's something to think about from there. But if you're putting a bigger caliper in the rear, no need for a cover. So, like we did the front, guys, I know we have the wheel rings on here, but we'll just make a little bit of room here. Got my brackets. And we'll do the same thing we did up front. Get that put down in place. We'll push that down as far as it can go. And we'll do the same on the bottom. Same on the bottom. Alright, so now we have that there. And I want to see if really quick. There we go. If we can kind of get the camera in here a little bit, you guys can see the bracket itself. It's completely clear of the rotor, completely clear of everything. Let's see if we can get some light over here.
I'll show the top. Kind of see the top bracket there. See the gap that you have there. And then down here.
And that's bottom.
You got the gap right here, guys. You can see that gap there. So you're not touching the rotor at all.
No, it's completely
clear. The back
clear
definitely fits a lot, farther away than the front.
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot more room with the rear than there is the front. The kind of like we've talked about earlier. The front caliper is so large, and they made everything really tight. So something to kind of think about. You're going to be a little closer when it comes to the front, but we showed you it's clear. Not going to have any scraping marks. You want to, when you spin the wheel, listen for that high-pitched squealing noise. That normal kind of metal-to-metal sound is really probably just the rotor rubbing up on the pad. So kind of go from there.
Hey, so spin the back wheel.
We got an automatic. Come on. So if you guys have a manual transmission and you keep it in neutral and you do this, you can more than likely spin the wheel, no problem. We have an automatic, Cars and Parts.
Yeah, just make sure you got plenty of gap, guys, which you'll see that there. We have plenty of gap on ours.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish you would have spun it.
I tried. So then we'll take our wrench and we'll just tighten it down a little bit. Remember, you don't want to over tighten it, because these really don't need to go all that tight.
Yeah, that stud is welded onto the bracket. So
yeah, it's welded onto the bracket. So we got that clear, and obviously we're going to make sure our wheel ring clear. So if you guys are thinking about getting the wheel ring, or you have the wheel ring, caliper covers will still work. It's just a little tight when it comes to the bracket fitment, so you just kind of have to move the wheel ring back a little bit, put the caliper covers in place, tighten it down, and you're good to go from there. But that's it, guys. That's it, the installation. Let me go ahead and put the wheel on so you guys can see what the rear looks like, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, they look clean. Definitely gives a nice clean look.
Definitely. Got these big old Mickey Thompsons, man.
Tony, how much torque? Hand tight, I would say realistically, it's What size stud is that?
Oh, that's a small stud.
So I would probably say maybe.
Man, you're talking inch pounds at that point.
Yeah,
maybe,
inch pounds, man. Like low inch pounds.
Yeah, you're probably talking, 20, 30
Robert,
inch pounds.
Price for the 2016 SS all stock, all the way around, Robert. We offer these for $179.99 shipped. All four. That's front and rear.
And if depending on what style you're looking for, most of the time we do have them in inventory. There's a big old shelf we have upstairs, stocked with all the MGP covers.
And if Robert, if you want like a custom color, it's additional $100 basically on top of it.
Yeah.
And then you can have it whatever color you want as far as the outside goes. And then if you want the letters labeled a certain color, you can do that as well.
Definitely. But those are like kind of the custom options that they offer. So you guys, we're still in park. We're still in park. Anyways.
That's what it looks like, guys.
That's what it looks like.
Let's
So that's what it looks like with the front and rear. You know what? Let me go ahead and tighten down these lugs.
Yeah.
We'll put the car on the ground so you guys can see what it looks like with the wheel gap and everything gone.
Just remember you don't have the tires on the side.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
So like we said earlier, guys. I mean, for some of you guys that might have tuned in here a little while ago, it's a nice alternative to have these instead of taking your stuff apart and getting it coated or painted or anything like that. I know a lot of guys, do the painting and everything like that, and the paint comes out looking good, but the problem with paint and brake fluid, they don't mix too well, So something to think about.
Like I said, man, this is an easy way to give your Camaro a nicer look without spending $1,000 on powder-coated calipers. $179, you can throw them right on. They're good to go. Thanks, Todd. We'll be looking for your order, buddy. And like I said, the options are you have red, you have gloss black, and you have flat black. These are basically the standard colors. But like I said, you can get these with an SS on them. You can get with an RS. You go to our website, you can check out all our different options that we have for it. Sounds good, Robert. Give us a call. 1-855 Phastek. Talk to Mike or Ricardo on the phone. They'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, in case y'all want to talk to me, there's 2 Ricardos here.
Yes, there are.
So if you're calling and you want to talk to me, you got to specify. If not, the other Ricardo can take care of you. No problem. He knows just as much as I do. So I mean, we're all here. We're all able to help out. Not a problem who you talk to. So anyway, so where were we? We're gonna go ahead and lower the car for him.
Yeah, lower the car down.
Let's go ahead and lower the car. So as we said earlier, guys, we don't have the wheels on this side, but just to kind of give you guys an idea of what it looks like with everything kind of the wheel gap gone and everything gone.
I don't think you're getting low enough. You got a huge wheel gap still. Anyways, regardless, 4x4 in here.
Yeah, we are still a little off road here. Anyways, but
yes,
that's essentially.
It can be done, man. Robert, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
If you want them in garnet red, GM factory color with black or white letters, it can be done. Yes, it can.
It can be done. All it is basically getting the factory paint code, and like we said earlier, it's an additional $100 for a factory color, but it can be done. And I want to say it takes them about 2 weeks, but it's really not that long of a wait, and they're really not that big of a price tag when you kind of consider it. If it's a factory color, factory option, you want black letters, consider it done. You want a factory paint match, consider it done. So something to really kind of think about, guys, if you guys are thinking about these different colors and different options that you guys have to kind of accent your wheels. You want something to, when you're driving down the road, you want something to kind of pop out from that wheel, whether you have the MRRs, whether you have the factory reproductions, or whether you have, a custom wheel. If there's enough room, you can still put that back there, or even the stock wheels. So either way, those caliper covers are going to pop out from that wheel, and you're going to be able to see them driving down the road. Car shows they're going to tune in just fine.
And remember, 2010 to 2017, guys, we have all of them.
All of them.
V6, SS, 2.0.
Everything's really kind of covered. Everything's really covered. The only things we'll kind of touch again, just so y'all know, the only things that aren't covered are like the larger 6-piston brakes. So That's the one thing that's not covered with the calipers.
ZL1 also.
ZL1 too. You know,
not going to work on a ZL1.
Yeah, unfortunately. So something like that. But that's essentially what the car looks like, guys. I mean, y'all can see the front, and we'll show you the back. And I mean, I like the way it looks. I like that little accent of color. You know, you're driving down the road and you can see it. You know, some of you guys that do these rolling shots, that's going to pop right out from that rolling shot. You know, you get that wheel with that nice spin on the wheel. You get a nice picture with a red cover on the backside. That's going to look pretty cool. So we might be doing that here pretty soon. So,
well, that's pretty much what we got for you today, guys.
So what we got for you today, you guys can see, as Jason kind of covered a little bit, we'll kind of go over it again. The different colors, you got matte black, you got gloss black, you got red. Those are the standard colors. Again, any color option you can think of. If it's a custom color, additional price is all it is, and it takes a little bit longer to get. That's it. You know, so it's really something. It's very simple, nice, easy add-on. You don't have to go spend $1,000 to get your factory covers or your factory calipers painted or powder coated. A simple, easy option. Take the wheels off on a weekend and you just install them. And I'm going to say, you know, how long do you think the install is going to be? Probably about 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, by the time you take the wheels off,
yeah, by the time
you can do wheel by wheel.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know.
Probably about 30 minutes into it.
Right. Exactly. So that's what we got for you guys today. Obviously, leave your questions and comments, and we'll go ahead and come back. If you guys got any questions, y'all can message us as well. Give us a call, 1-855-FASTEK. Don't forget to follow and like our page, and we'll see y'all next week.
Thanks, Jesus.
We'll see you guys.